Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, where MAGA cries harder about their consequences. President Trump, you know I love you. What? I don't think he personally knows you, bro. But what the fuck is up with our gas prices? It's been 7 months and no change. Starting to get a little pissed is all, just saying. Why do these guys always act like they've got some personal relationship with Trump? Talk about cult mentality. Aw, must be the Dems' fault. See, something that we've learned during all of this, the thing we can take away from it is it was definitely the Dems' fault. Oh, I'm so tired of blaming Hillary, Biden and Obama. I'm gonna start blaming Jimmy Carter again. We did it all through the 80s, while Reagan was wrecking everything. Reagan destroyed the middle class, used the Iran hostages as his pawns, started taxing disability, social security, and many more terrible things. And still, they love that evil. Don't forget union busting. Both him and, Maggie Thatcher. Evil birds of a feather. I voted for someone who's going to impose tariffs, so why am I required to pay for those tariffs? Trump, I voted for you. Now that being said, I understand the tariffs. No you don't. But what good are they doing to help us? Everything is going up. I thought one reason to elect him as president was for the things to be cheaper, but I haven't seen it. Everything is going up, and I know the government's making more money, but it's us I'm worried about. Explain, please. Again, I don't think he's gonna be replying to specifically you, bro. Okay, I understand now. Just last time he was in office, it seemed like right away fuel was cheaper. Thanks all of you. These fools will never get that tariffs are just a type of tax. It's a sales tax with extra steps. First step is to convince your voters that they won't pay the tax. And last step is that they pay the tax. I really don't know how MAGA didn't expect the prices of things to cost more with tariffs, because yeah, it brings in government income, but that money's gotta come from somewhere, right? And I can guarantee you, no company's gonna allow a reduction in profit margins, because Trump wants to tariff a country. Of course they're gonna raise prices. Oh, but wait, they don't know how economics works. Got it. I mean, it's not hard, it's only 2 steps. Disabled Trump voter witnesses Trump taking away his voting rights. When Trump said he would take away people's rights, he was actually gonna, take away people's rights? Wait, no, that can't be right. Trump says that he'll lead the movement to end mail-in voting. I'm disabled and suffering every single day. I'm stuck at home and bedridden much of the time. As I write this, I'm once again filling up my bedpan like every other day. You're taking a shit while writing a Facebook post? I've used mail-in ballots for decades. I voted for Trump with one. But Trump wants to take away my rights? And people actually agree with him? Well, by the looks of it, you agreed with him as well, because you voted for it. You know, if you were looking anywhere, he was doing that whole bullshit campaign, claiming that he lost because of mail-in ballot fraud. But again, like usual, he's a bullshit artist. But to be honest, it's not hard to discern what he's bullshitting from what's true. You just don't have to be drinking the Kool-Aid, that's all. Oh yeah, but didn't mind about other people's rights being taken away, huh? Didn't mind? Try actively caused. They knew what they were voting for. No, they're just really dumb and more susceptible to propaganda and lies. Some of them, for sure, but there are others who think this is all good. I don't know which is more though. I would say it's more of a spectrum than a binary. Because to be honest, if you look at Trump and actually believe what he's saying or want him to be president, in my opinion, you've got to be some way or another fundamentally bigoted. Republican Chuck Grassley makes a post congratulating his granddaughter-in-law becoming an American citizen, and ends up getting a taste of what his party's fostering for years. Very proud of my granddaughter-in-law, Teshe, a new American citizen after growing up in Ethiopia. These comments are gonna be something. Let's see how these definitely not white supremacists react when someone becomes a US citizen the legal way. Oh, they don't actually care because they're white supremacists and want a Christian ethno-state? Oh, who would have seen that coming? If she grew up in Ethiopia, how is she a citizen here? It's called naturalization, but okay, tell me you've never been to a civics class without telling me you've never been to a civics class. Wait, I thought MAGA was racist, homophobic Nazis. Oh, don't worry my sweet summer child, all we gotta do is look at the comment below and above. Why is she in the country? Seriously, because she's a person? And came to your country the so-called right way, and naturalized into becoming a citizen? Like I said, tell me you've never been to a civics class. So what is conservatism conserving? Holy shit, that's a lot of disgusting people. Also, I love the one guy early on going, "Ha, proof we're not racist," sandwiched between absolutely reprehensible racists. This is why I don't think there's any chance of putting differences aside with this filth. They may have been human beings that listened to reason once, but they've been turned into something ontologically evil and inhuman. Yeah, I think the whole hug a Nazi strategy is showing its flaws. I'm pretty sure that's the whole democratic leadership's mindset right now. Oh, literal fascists are trying to take over the country, like, permanently? Oh, we'll just give them, like, a strongly worded telling off. Oh, no. You know, as much as Gavin Newsom has his problems, he is doing so much more than most democratic leadership. You know, like, actively retaliating to Republicans' tyranny, like the Texas gerrymandering, etc. That is how we see an actual fight back from this. Hey chat, if you guys are enjoying the Schadenfreude, you should totally like, subscribe and share, because it really helps this gay guy reading stuff a lot. And anyways, have a good day, and back to the video. Looks like he voted to put his social security at risk. Sorry, I like Trump, but this is way too much for me and other seniors who've paid into it. President Trump's pick for Commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics has argued for sunsetting Social Security, calling it a Ponzi scheme. What? I don't recall asking for yours or anyone else's sympathy. You have your own problems with crooked politicians like Pritzker, AOC, Al Sharpton, Biden, and others. Trump has ruined my life, but of course I can't forget to bring up my love for him. And it's an absolute must that I bring up Biden and the Democrats, even though they aren't the ones doing anything to me. Anything to justify their dipshitted vote, I guess. And of course, the obligatory pledge to their dear leader. It's because people pile all over them if they say anything against dear leader. But that's what they deserve. Fellow conservative has become a slur for them. The no true Scotsman fallacy is the only reason things aren't way worse than they are already. Surprised to learn that overtime wasn't tax-free? Oh yeah, you're fully tax-free overtime. Exactly like your $5,000 Doge dividend checks. And what else? Free ponies for everyone? Yeah. No tax on overtime. What that means? First off, it's only the federal tax. You still pay state and local taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. It has a cap of $12,500, $25,000 for couples, and anyone making over $150,000 a year won't qualify. It is only for the half portion of time and a half, not the full amount. I haven't heard that part. For example, if a worker earns $40 an hour, their time and a half overtime pay would be $60 an hour. Of that $60, only $20 is tax-free. It will not show on your paychecks. This is a deduction when you file your taxes. My husband works a lot of overtime, so it's a start. Wow, so no tax on tips becomes now, only no tax on a third of it, and you have to specifically specify that you want it deducted. Yeah, whoever thought that the full overtime was going to be tax-free has not dealt with Trump in any capacity ever. Wait until they see how continued inflation eats into their tiny tax benefit. And Trump can't be blamed now, although they will try. Trump voter who supports Tom Hooman, director of ICE, ew, miles as to why his daughter cut him out of their lives. Tom Homan is an American hero. Say that again when he's at the Mar-a-Lago trials. Well, let's see first off. I have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, because I voted for Trump. So you, voted for Trump and you got 4 kids? Because of that? I didn't learn that in biology class. That's how you make kids? You vote for Trump? My one daughter refuses to talk to me or let me see my grandchildren because I voted for Trump. Well, yeah, she should be grateful because if not, she wouldn't have been born because somehow you voting for Trump gave you 4 kids. Okay. And I think he's doing the right thing, but when we make a choice as an individual, other people should respect it. Yes, so if your daughter makes a choice as an individual to cut you off, you should respect it. That's what our vote gives us individually, which lets us choose and pick we support. Jesus fucking Christ. Get your grammar game up. That took me 10 takes. I regret that my children have alienated me, but it's their choice and I will respect that choice and not try contacting them. I'm just glad their grandparents aren't alive. Yeah, probably because they wouldn't want to see their son being a fucking cultist. Respect isn't an entitlement. I hate when it's thrown around, and especially about cops and soldiers. I'll be cordial with everyone, as long as they are to me, but respect, you have to earn. How do I know you didn't decide raiding a village and killing all the women and children was a fun afternoon activity? How do I know the cop doesn't wear a white pointy hat in his spare time? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt initially, but I'm not gonna revere you. There are so many conservatives that don't get that your protections are just from the government, but not all consequences. They get to make their choice, and we make ours. Their entire gripe is that their bigoted bullshit isn't tolerated, or even outright celebrated. And they desperately want the entire world to change for them, just so they can make believe they aren't as big a loser as they actually are. Trump voter gets burned to the point that he can't afford groceries, but would still vote for him again? Chickens for KFC, I guess. One of the reasons I ran for president was to restore pride in 3 simple words. Made in America. Forgiving student loans would put $1,000 back into my pocket. I could buy a house, I could travel, I could invest, I could buy more from small businesses. Imagine what an entire generation of student loan holders could do if we hadn't been duped by predatory lending. Take responsibility for yourself, instead of expecting others to pay for your debt or blaming others for you getting in debt. And how's that going? I voted for Trump and now I can't afford to buy groceries. I've been a Trump supporter from the beginning of his political career. He has accomplished good things for this country and is still a far better choice for our country than especially any other choices we had. I really wonder why you thought he was a better choice. With that being said, I am and continue to be very disappointed. In him or yourself, it should be both, but somehow you're probably gonna blame this on the Dems. Part 2 of the last post. Although given the same choice as before, I would vote for Trump again. So you can afford your groceries even less? For gas prices to be even higher? For egg prices to be higher? The way Trump treats his people if they don't like or question something he's done is unacceptable. I'm glad that this is his last term. Take responsibility for yourself and the choice you made to vote for Trump. And get a better job, loser. Nah, he'd rather live his whole life in his shithole coal mining town, absolutely terrified of moving a few hours away, while looking down on immigrants who move to the other side of the world to an entirely new culture just to get a shot at a better life. Well, yeah, he'd practice seppuku to own the libs. It really seems that the majority of people that are MAGA because they act like they know everything about the country and what's best for it, actually know nothing, and they've probably never been out of their county.